Hey everybody, Danny Greco, Keller Williams here. I've got statistics for July 2020 with me, and let's get right into it. We got a lot to talk about. And first, looking at the single family home market, things were pretty flat month over month, which actually is pretty impressive this time of year. So in June, the median single family home sales price was $800,000. It's up just a tick to $805,000. That is over a 6% increase from year over year. Now keep in mind July, August, these are typically some of the slower months of real estate. Inventory's caught up, buyers are typically out vacationing, out on the water, celebrating the good weather, whatever it is, and we see the market be a little slow. Everything, obviously, for many reasons, this is a total curveball of a year that 2020 and COVID have thrown us. So this feels more like what it would in maybe April or May. So things are just kind of delayed. Now you factor in very low interest rates for buyers, and it's pretty evident that buyer activity is really strong, which actually, when I look at our absorption rate, managed pretty much the same. But what's really surprising is inventory actually dipped a little bit. So it wasn't not a big change. I mean, it was pretty much flat, but just a slight dip in inventory, which again is just a head scratcher, because as you typically get further into the year, deeper into the summer, you start to see more homes come on the market, and that's what helps kind of balance out that market equilibrium. We're not seeing that, which is really kind of a head scratcher, especially as we kind of get a little further outside of COVID. I know we haven't really opened up really more so than we were in the past couple weeks, but you would think certainly as we get deeper into summer, things would start opening up a little bit, maybe more houses would come on the market. We haven't seen that, and as a result, we just see that buyer activity continue to produce results in the form of higher sales prices, more bidding wars and that sort of a thing. So anyway, the neighborhood that had the largest year-over-year increase in home values is your Northeast Seattle neighborhood. So your Wedgewoods, Ravennas, Vieweidge, Matthews Beach, those areas, those had where was it here? Over a 12.5% year-over-year appreciation. So do a good job for those areas. Looking on to the condos, and this is just such a wild market for condos. A few months ago, I was predicting, I was really worried about what the condo market was going to look like, as inventory was so high. And again, typically we start to see more inventory come on this time of year. That hasn't happened. Actually, inventory has started to drop a little bit. We were at about 3.5 months last month, and we're down to just a little over 3 months this month. So still a totally different game compared to the Seattle single-family home market. A lot more condos out there, but interestingly enough, there was still a sizable year-over-year increase in the median home sale price for condos. That jumped up over 10% to $497,000. So interesting that to see such a jump there, and such a big jump just from about another 10% jump month over month. So again, if you've talked to me in person, or we've been out in the field together, maybe we've had a virtual consultation, I talk about just how volatile condos are in terms of an investment compared to a single family home. And we're seeing that. We've seen that in the beginning of the year with just a lot lower levels of depreciation, or higher levels of depreciation, lower levels of appreciation. Now we see these big swings the other way, 10% year over year. So it's just a more volatile asset that's subject to change more with market conditions. So anyway, it's obviously a real interesting year. I suspect it's going to continue to stay busy here throughout the remainder of the year. We've got a presidential election coming up in a few months. All the markets like to keep things pretty calm for that, for the time being, and interest rates being at record lows are certainly compelling many buyers to get out there and put their feet in the water. It is really competitive. It is really busy. I know probably the months of September, maybe October are shaping up to be some of the better months for me in terms of productivity. It's just wild out there. So anyway, we'll have a lot more of that to continue with next week.